Hey guys, so I have a spandex dome cap, and then I'm also going to put some T-pins in my mannequin head just so it can stay stable and this cap doesn't slide off. You also want to measure the cap. Now, I've made plenty of wigs before, so I pretty much know my measurements. So I'm just marking off a spot where my closure is going to be, and then I'm just going to mark it off around the perimeter where my wig will stop on my head. And if this is your first time making a wig, you want to put it on your head and do it. Now this part is pretty repetitive and pretty much simple. You're just going to sew the tracks back to back, just as you would sewing it on someone's head. And on my first track, actually my first two tracks, I usually always double them just so it can be fuller at the bottom, because you don't want the back of your hair to be not full. You want that to be almost the fullest part. I'm also using a heavy duty nylon thread for my wigs. I find that it's much more sturdy and my wigs never fall apart, and you don't want your tracks on your wigs to be falling apart because that pretty much defeats the purpose of wearing a wig. You want to stay in your guidelines that you drew out for yourself so that when you cut your wig, it's even all the way around. And also, I'm not cutting the wefts, I'm simply folding them over. And this will prevent a lot of the shedding. And it'll save you time instead of cutting each track.
You're the one, give you everything I love. Think there's something.
I also curve my tracks upward once I get to like the side, so that when the wind blows, or just if I just happen to pull my hair behind my ear, you're not going to see edge, you're just going to see hair. And also on the side with my bang, I'm also angling them upward so I can have more side bangage once I apply the wig. This is the only angle I can get that's comfortable for me to make my wigs and so you guys can see. So I hope everything is pretty much clear what you're seeing here, but I think it is. And I knot my thread at least 3 times just to make sure it's secure. The main thing with wigs is you want them to be secure.
Anything that I want, you always are there to give. Wherever there's a way, girl, it's accompanied by your will. It's the way you hold me down, down, down. But I'm drinking now, I'm drinking now. Look who's drinking now, look who's missing now. 'Cause we drinking now. Look who's drinking now. She said I'm the lowest motherfucker that she ever seen. The coldest,
almost done.
sucker that could ever breathe.
I've made a few wigs in my little lifetime, so it only takes me about 45 minutes to an hour if I'm distracted to construct my wigs.
Everything that I see, I want your love and emotion. Endless
And for my last track, I usually double it because you want the very edge of the wig to be sturdy and you want it to be full, because once you cut it, that's pretty much it. So always double that last track at the top.
Just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. So just hold on, we're going home.
And once you're done sewing all of your tracks, you're going to just cut out the part that you believe for your leave out, and you can cut around the perimeter if you want. I'm not going to cut around the perimeter this time because I want my wig to fit tight. So if you cut off the elastic band, then it's no longer really going to be elastic. So that's what it looks like. And I'm going to cut it, and that's it. Make sure to stay tuned for my next video on how I get my subtle lowlights. Thanks for watching, guys.